Hi everyone, thank you for watching me here on I See Melanie, and today I'm going to be doing another TV review, this time of The Bear. Season 3 just premiered a few days ago. I've watched the first couple of episodes, so right now I'm going to talk about the season premiere entitled Tomorrow. But before I get into it, I feel as though to understand where I'm coming from, I should explain my relationship with The Bear so you know why I feel the way I do about this episode. Jeremy Allen White has been very popular with the ladies, the men, the NBs, everybody over the past couple of years, but I actually got to know him or know of him many years ago in 2011 when I started watching Shameless, because he was in that. He played Lip. It's a very dramatic role, lots of ups and downs with that character. And so, I really respected him as an actor. So when that show ended and I heard he was getting a new show, I'm like, of course I'm going to watch it. And like many of the new shows that I have watched and enjoyed over the past little while, I was late to the party. So I only started watching The Bear last summer. But when I watched season 1, I was instantly hooked. I loved all the characters, the characterizations. I was really compelled by Carmy's character in particular because I found myself relating to a lot of his personality traits. I felt as though we had a lot in common in that way. And these personality traits aren't all positive. So I thought it was interesting seeing that kind of a character played out on the show. And this is where I first was introduced to Ayo Edebiri, and she's great. And everyone else is great. The interactions with the different generations, different viewpoints, I thought was really well executed on the show. And of course, I love food. I love seeing the food prep. I started braising beef after I watched this show. And I love the city of Chicago as well. So any show that is based in Chicago, Shameless was based in Chicago, I will just naturally be compelled to. I was really looking forward to this premiere. So earlier on the day, on Wednesday, I got my Disney Plus subscription because I'm in Canada. We watch it on Disney Plus. And I got it explicitly for The Bear. And I must say, I was disappointed with the premiere. I'm not saying I don't like the show anymore because that wouldn't be accurate, but I was very disappointed with the premiere. Why was I disappointed with the premiere? Okay, let's get into the review. The reason why I was disappointed with this premiere is because there was not much to it at all. Basically, this was a half-hour episode of montages of clips that we've either seen before or clips of things that we know about or things that we could easily surmise as people who have been watching the show for 2 years. Like, we didn't need to see this episode because it didn't have much substance to it. This should have been maybe on their YouTube page. This should not have been the premiere. For the life of me, I cannot understand why they chose this style and this episode to be the first of the season. I was watching it and I was, 10 minutes in and I was thinking, can we cut to the chase here? Where's the episode going to start? And it never really did. It was just a bunch of clips. So I really can't even review this episode very well because these are all things that we've seen before. And it just was not compelling TV. Quite frankly, it wasn't compelling TV. And I was thinking of how would I do a review of this. And really, I just decided I'm going to pull out some random clips and talk about them. And if you're the Bear watcher, you really don't need me to explain anything. But here goes. So I'm going to boot up my computer and do a little PowerPoint presentation and go through some random clips that I picked out. All right, so this first clip here is of Carmy. He is going into the kitchen of the place in New York where he's studying his culinary skills. So this is just a shot of him walking through the kitchen. This one here, it appears to be a throwback of Sid in New York. I think it's New York, but she's in a fancy restaurant and she's eating this exquisite meal and she's taking a picture of it for the Instagram or whatever. So I guess the idea here is to see a bit of Sid's backstory and her love of food. This here is a shot of Sugar hugging Carmy before he takes off to New York to start his culinary education. Here is a clip of Carmy just putting the chairs back together, setting them up nicely in the restaurant. Okay. Here is a clip of Claire with one of her young patients. Here is a clip of Carmy cleaning the floors. Here's another clip of Carmy in Copenhagen, just watering some plants. Okay. Here he is blending some vegetables. Here he is with the instructor, or the head person there at the school, Joel McHale's character, who's very incisive and cutting, but he's judging his plating. Here's a clip of Carmy and Claire in happier days. Here's a clip of Carmy outside of the walk-in fridge that we know he got stuck in last season because he didn't call the locksmith on time, and he was stuck in there, and he threw a bit of a temper tantrum on opening night. A clip of Mikey's funeral. A clip of Carmy not being able to go into the funeral because he was so, grief-stricken. Here's a clip of Claire taking off her makeup for the night. This is a clip that I really felt I need to see. A clip of Carmy taking off the flowers of rosemary from a rosemary herb. This here is Carmy calling cousin Richie to apologize for ranting at him while he was stuck in the freezer, or stuck in the walk-in fridge. Here is a clip of Carmy from back in the day when he was in Copenhagen, and we saw Will Poulter in that episode, so they're just working some peas. Here's a clip of Marcus grieving his mother who just died. So this is new news. We could have guessed from last season that his mother died because we know he got called by the hospital. This is some money that Carmy's sister snuck in his pocket. When he's on the airplane, he sees that she left him quite a bit of cash. Of course, originally he refused it, but, she stuck it in his pocket. Here's a clip of Carmy back when he was studying in New York, and we saw in that episode Fishes that his cousin, Sarah Paulson, and her husband, played by John Mulaney, offered him to use their place in New York for when he was studying. Here's an old clip of Tina and Mikey just shooting the breeze at the original restaurant. It's nice to see Jon Bernthal. Love me some Jon Bernthal. And here is a clip of Sydney, and she is reassuring Carmy here that opening night went okay, even though he was stuck in the walk-in fridge. Here's a clip of Claire, and I guess she has a girlfriend now. Didn't know that. Here's a clip of Olivia Colman. She was in the episode, I believe it was called Forks, where Richie trained at that fine dining establishment. And the last clip here I pulled out was Carmy, and we see he's looking at a bunch of different plates, and you can see in the corner there is a clock. It looks as though it's about 3:28 a.m. And this will lead us into the next episode. Not much of a spoiler to say this will lead into the next episode, but it does. And so, yeah, this is just, I picked out 25 different pictures to show you guys. It was a lot of blending. It was a lot of emulsions. It was a lot of plating. It was a lot of walking through Chicago, walking through Copenhagen. It was just a lot of little clips. And this is not an episode. Again, we really didn't learn anything new from this at all. This is not worthy of being a premiere. I was very disappointed in this. I couldn't believe this was the choice that they made. And so I don't want to harp on it for too long because I don't want to sound like I'm hate watching. I do still very much enjoy this show. Now, I'm recording this on Friday, and the show has been out for 36 hours by now. I have watched the first 3 episodes. So this one, the second one, and the third one, but I watched the third one pretty late, so I was kind of tired when I watched it, so I can't remember. I can say the second episode is better. And yeah, so, I don't really give number grades or letter grades to TV shows I review, but if I were to do that for this episode, I would give it a C+, I guess, because the shots were beautiful. And again, I love watching food, and I think it's such an art form. Like these restaurateurs, these people who do the meal prep, it's beautiful to watch, but it's not really a very substantial thing to look at, a bunch of clips of plating and, dissecting herbs. Like that's not very compelling. So I am still going to stick with the show. I still love the show. I still consider it one of my favorite shows of all time. And yeah, so I will be back to do a review of the second episode, and I'll just end it there, okay? So make sure you come back. I'll probably be wearing the same I will be wearing the same outfit in the review for the second episode. And yes, I'll see you later here on I See Melanie. Take care. Bye for now.